So that right there was my gaming setup. Over the years, my PC and console setup have moved through different rooms and spots. It's been a 4 to 5 year journey to get where it is now. You might be wondering, how much does it all cost? Honestly, so am I. So in today's video, we're breaking it all down to see the total cost of everything in my gaming room. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We just hit 50 subs. I can't thank you enough for the support. Our next goal is 100 subs, and I know we can get there together. Don't forget to like, comment, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Alright, let's jump into the video. So I'm using PC Part Picker to decipher the price of my entire setup. So starting with the CPU, I have a pretty outdated CPU, believe it or not. It is the Ryzen 7 2700, which is an 8-core processor, which is pretty powerful for its time in 2019, 2018. And the cooler, I'm not really sure what brand it is because it just came with my pre-built PC. However, I did add a lot of attachments and made a lot of changes to my PC, so I wouldn't call it a pre-built PC anymore since I made a lot of changes to the build itself. So I'm just gonna find some cheap like CPU cooler since I don't really know what it is. Yeah, Cooler Master makes sense. Yeah. Yep. I'll just apply that. Let me just look at the other ones. So yeah, I'm gonna just go with the Cooler Master. So the motherboard, I do have an ASRock B450M. However, I don't really know whether I have the R 2.0, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just gonna apply that to the build. Let's not waste any time here. Now onto the memory. I have Team Group, which is a memory brand for RAM, and I do have DDR4 RAM. It's 2 times 8 gigabytes, so I'm just gonna scroll down and find it. I'm not really sure. It's like a red top with the majority of it being black. So let me just see here. I think I just saw it. Yeah. 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. And then we do have 2 versions of storage. We have an SSD and we do have a hard drive. So I do have a Seagate Barracuda, which is 2 terabytes. So I could play any games and download any games and be completely fine. And then for our SSD, we do have Western Digital. So it's going to be a hard one to find since there is a lot of Western Digital SSDs and hard drives. So, okay, what did I just click on? So it is 240 gigabytes. However, I use the hard drive as my main source of storage. So the SSD doesn't really matter greatly to me. However, it is a pretty solid SSD. Runs, just some advice here. If you ever play any games, make sure to keep those games like Fortnite or Call of Duty on your SSD since the loading times will be increasingly faster if you have it on your SSD. So I think it's the green one at the top, maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the one. So 240 gigabytes, yeah. Okay. Then our video card or graphics card in more common terms. We do have a 1660 Super. However, we used to have a Ryzen RX 580. It might sound really old, but however, it is a very good card for the price point. And I did get this PC around 2019, so just to remind you guys, it is an old PC with a lot of old parts. However, I did add a lot of changes just like this card. And then our case, it is a pre-built PC. It came from CyberPower PC. So the case, it comes from that brand, and I don't really think that this website has that data. So I'm just gonna find some random white case that has 6 fans maybe, or because that's what my PC has. Around 3 at the midsection next to the motherboard and 3 at the bottom. it can't be that expensive, so I'm just gonna lower it down. It's gonna be $3,000 just for the case alone. So yeah, just some random white. Yeah, I mean it might not be $70, so let me just find another one. Just quickly scroll through the options here. Yeah, Thermaltake would be fine for this build. And then our power supply. So we do have 600 watts of power, and the 600 watts is more than capable of running my card and my CPU to its E, so powers the build pretty well. We're gonna just use the Thermaltake. Thermaltake good and useful. I never really opened up the backside of my PC to check what power supply I have because it's not on display. It has like a little cover over it on the window section. So, and then Windows 11. It is a very big hassle to buy Windows 11 because there's a lot of workarounds. But the workarounds, if you do manage to do it, congrats to you. It's a very hard way to, you know, make it work. So yeah, it's a hefty price point at $100 just for the operating system. So I recommend you finding a workaround to it. And then our monitor, of course, we have some Acer monitor that is 144 hertz, 1920 by 1080, 1080p, and I don't think it has HDR. However, it is a very beautiful monitor. These names are very funky, PBM, whatever. It's very weird. Acer's just like that, you know. I think I see mine. It does have a round stand that, yeah, that might work. Yeah. And oh, the RAM doesn't have the price point set, so we're just gonna find it and apply it. I think it might have been around $40, considering that it's only 16 gigabytes. So just apply that. I might just have to find it on my own. Yeah, that works. And then the monitor, oh wow, it's might be extremely outdated. Yeah, it was about $180 at the time that we bought it. I do have a second monitor, but it's not currently in use. And it is pretty old, so I won't include that in the setup price. We don't have any sound cards or network adapters. However, we do have peripherals. So moving on to that section, peripherals, we do have a Corsair HS65 headset, I believe. Yeah. And then for our keyboard, we do have a GK61. So a GK61, I bought this around 2022. If you guys know who Isjarian is, he promoted this keyboard, and it is a very good keyboard for the price point. It was about $60, and I did make some attachments to it, like the keyboard wrist rest that I bought from Micro Center, if any of you guys know what that is or have a store next to you. But it was about $20, and then the actual keycaps that I bought was like $20. So total would be around $100. Since it's not there, I'm just gonna use a Razer Huntsman Mini just to, you know, fill in the gap of the keyboard. So yeah, it was about $100 altogether. If we add it, it will be at that price point. So now that I think about it, the keyboard alone is just important for its actuation rate, which means when you you press a key, like for instance WASD, when you're like moving, the keyboard sends a signal to the PC and it has a travel time. So you might hear about Logitech and their keyboards having a slow actuation time, and then, you know, Razer, you know, having a good one, or SteelSeries, the Apex Pro, an insanely good, you know, actuation time. So that's the reason I bought it. It's like one of the slowest. Onto the mouse, we do have a Logitech GPRO, which around the time the price depreciated a lot. However, I bought it around $80 and it might be on sale. That's why it's like 50. But it is a great mouse. If you can't afford the super light, in, I insanely recommend you to buy this one because it still is a great mouse alternative. And then we don't have any speakers, but we do have a webcam. It is the Logitech C920. And we do have another one. It is the old one. It's like a 720p Logitech webcam. However, I don't use that, so I won't count that in. But yeah, it is HD and it records in 1080p and 60 frames per second. So I don't have any case accessories or fan controllers or whatnot, but uh, that is the build itself. So total cost comes out to be $1,365, which is a pretty hefty price point for the entire setup. However, it doesn't include the cost of my controllers, my two PS5 controllers, and one of them has control freaks, which are thumbsticks for the joysticks. So that would be another $10, including the price of the controller. Obviously, that would be 110, 120, but it is 70. So 70 each controller times two, 140 plus the control freaks, 150. So then I do have a TV, but I can't find it on the monitor section because, of course, it's not a monitor. And a PS4 and two PS4 controllers. So the total, I'm not going to count furniture and that, but the entire PC setup would be around a whopping $1,500 with the desk and the router and the Wi-Fi. Like, that is a pretty decent point for my entire setup, considering the fact that it's still running after like what, 4 or 5 years, and I made a lot of advancements to the setup, like the mouse pad. Like, it's a HyperX mouse pad, so it's about $20. No, like 30, 40. So if you add that all together, it would be around $2,000. And then if you add my Fortnite count on top of it, it would be about 2 billion. So a lot of money spent, but if you ask me, well spent. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here, please don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to hitting 100 subs by the end of this month. So if you guys make that possible, it would be like a dream come true. I really thank you guys for the views on the shorts and the videos. So thank you so much. Let's keep it consistent and like the video, comment if you watched this all, comment done if you watched it all. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.